Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and hang out with me for a little bit, because today my headphones are falling off. Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and hang out with me for a little bit, because today I'm going to be breaking down and reviewing Loving Life Again by Ella Langley. Now, I know I already did a song by Ella Langley, Choosin' Texas, which is a great song by the way, but I don't care because I love Choosin' Texas so much. I wanted to find out if her other stuff was just as good as Choosin' Texas. So here we go. But before we start, I just wanted to remind you guys to maybe hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, even if you don't agree with my take, because we can all agree to disagree. Hopefully.
Just like that, I'm back to loving life again.
Now, this song starts off with a good amount of long synth pads, and it ends up sounding very ethereal, especially at the beginning because of those long synth pads. They're very twinkly and perfectly lead us into the song. The ethereal twinkling synths also act as an outro for the ending of the song, playing us out. Now, these ethereal synths are very nice for an intro or an outro, but I honestly think they should have just stayed in the beginning or the ending and left the rest of the song alone, because I actually like the beginning and the outro because of these ethereal twinkly synth pads. And also in the first verse of the song, where there were still the synth pads, but there weren't a lot of other instruments, so it felt very much grounded but ethereal at the same time.
I got memories I like to think of when this.
But once the chorus hit, it felt a little different because they had added almost too many instruments on top in the chorus, kind of overstimulating me, and everything gets washed out a little bit.
Loving life again. Dreaming dreams.
I think one of my major issues with this song, and here we go, yeah, I know I'm gonna get blasted, but it's okay, I will accept that, is how much noise, and here it's not so much actual noise, but long synth pad notes that play underneath the song for basically the entire song. So it turns into kind of a layer of white noise that covers everything up and distracts from the actual song. And it's honestly kind of annoying. It definitely just washes out the entire sound of the entire song a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I can definitely appreciate an ethereal country song, but I feel like there are better ways to do it than just having a washy synth play underneath the entire song for the entire song.
Find some peace in the back of my mind, in between the
Now, another thing I don't like about the song is that nothing really stands out in it. Yes, there are some interesting rhythmical parts in the beginning of the song in terms of the vocals and the guitars and how they play off of each other there, but that is really the only part where there is interesting rhythm. The rest of the song is very straightforward.
seasons come like seasons go, I guess. Ain't it just?
And the lack of interesting rhythmical parts would be okay if the melody was actually interesting itself, but unfortunately, it was not. The chord progressions also felt very basic. The song as a whole just felt very, very straightforward. The only thing that stood out to me was the lap steel or the steel guitar or the steel string that has a couple parts here and there, but it's very, very minimal and very subtle.
Horse and then, just like that.
The other part that stood out to me was when Ernest, aka Ernest Smith, sings backup vocals for Ella. Except for when Ernest sings the backup melodies for Ella, it kind of contributes to the washed out quality of the song. It makes her vocals kind of fade into the background of the song in a bad way. It's kind of like that underlaying white noise layer. It just kind of adds a layer of noise, masking everything, making everything stand out less.
Dreaming dreams about back home, riding on the wind.
And most of the choruses in the song felt very pop-like. There are parts in the song though where it feels less common, like where most of the instruments cut out and it leaves like a certain instrument to play a certain melody between transitions. And in those moments, those instruments play some nice melodies and it spices things up, but that's probably the only time anything like that happens. And there's also the time where Ella has a really interesting vocal modulation that is followed by the chords of the song, obviously. And it is probably my favorite part of the song just because it is different and it actually stands out.
Thinks about that setting sun, settling on down into the night.
Unfortunately though, this song feels kind of like a weaker part of her album, her new album called Dandelion. I was listening to the rest of the album and I love most of the other songs on it. But this one though, yeah. And I know I will be flamed for saying anything negative about any artist ever, but this song is a little basic and I would consider myself an Ella Langley fan, but you know, my ears hear what they hear. I can't change that. Like, from the rest of the album, I like songs like Bottom of My Boots. It has great sounds, interesting rhythms and melodies. I love it.
If you're gonna love me, lay it on the table. Tell me how you're
And then the song You and Me Time is creatively different, cheerful, has interesting sounds, has good melodies. Literally every other song off of this album is great in my mind. As a majority, this album is great. So it's all good. I know that the majority of the album is good, but this song, Loving Life, again, fades into the background a little bit. And you know, I hate to say it, but this song does feel a little bit more like pop instead of country, and I'm not really sure I'm a fan of it. And you know, now that I think of it, I only did this song because it was one of her popular songs off of this album, and it might be literally just because it was released before the rest of the album and not because it's a good song. So as time goes on, we shall see what the most popular song off of this album is. It might just continue to be Choosing Texas. So if you're not particularly an Ella fan yourself, I beg you not to judge her off of this song alone. Please listen to the rest of her album and you will see why I like Ella Langley. And I'm not mad about this song because again, the rest of the album is really good. So this is just one of the songs that are a little bit sour for me off of this album. And it does not define her to me. Now when I was writing this, I really had to stop listening to the song before it really started to piss me off, so that's that. And it's okay, I will accept the flaming I will probably receive for not liking this song, because I know in my heart that I like Ella Langley and I like the rest of her album. It's just that this song is a little not up to the standards that I set Ella to. But I don't care what you say, I will not blindly follow the masses. I will tell you what I hear and my honest opinion about the song, and that's that.
just like that. I'm back to loving life again.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, agree to disagree, remember? Tell me what you guys thought of Loving Life Again by Ella Langley in the comments below. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Did you subscribe yet? Even though I didn't like the song, like, at all.